Love to all the eyes and to all the ears that are watching, that are listening to this channel. I am back again with another video. Got another message. This is yours truly. You got mail. So we are celebrating the Passover. Today is the Passover.
Our second year celebrating.
It's our second year celebrating it. And if y'all don't know what the Passover is, then you need to turn your book, your scriptures, into the book of, what book, baby?
Exodus.
Exodus chapter 12. Exodus 12, right? And this is the Passover. So this is a day that's very uncommon to the world because people do not celebrate this holy day. They celebrate other pagan days, but this day right here is a day that the Most High has given to his chosen people to commemorate him and to celebrate this day. So this is what we're going to do. So we have our lamb, which my queen has made. Looks super tender and tasty and juicy and succulent. Those are lambs. Then we have unleavened bread. That looks good. You know, you put a little butter on it, little parsley, little salt. And then we're going to have it with a salad. Nice and healthy. And then we're going to have it with a bottle of some red wine.
Okay, so let's move on to the purpose of Passover.
Okay, yeah. So let's move on to the purpose of the Passover, like my wife said. So in the Passover, I'm gonna read this scripture. And we're gonna.
So can I start?
Yes.
Just to catch the content. So the Passover, the Most High sent Moses to Pharaoh, to order him to let the children of Yasharel go. And on this assignment, Pharaoh continuously hardened his heart and refused to let the children of Yasharel go. And so over the course of this assignment, the Most High gave Moses the authority to execute or to administer a total of 9 plagues over the land of Egypt. And out of the 9 plagues, none of them softened Pharaoh's heart to release the children of Yasharel. Therefore, the 10th plague came into play, which is when the Most High stated that he stated that every firstborn, to include Pharaoh who sits on the throne, every firstborn, even to the firstborn of the female servant, shall die. And there is going to be a great cry throughout all the land. This is Exodus chapter 11, verse...
Chapter 12.
Chapter 11 is the 10th plague, the death of the firstborns. And
verse 5. Chapter 11, verse 5.
The Most High stated that while this is happening, none of the children of Yasharel will be touched, which is why the Passover was instituted.
Right.
The Passover ensured that none of the children of Yasharel was affected by this 10th plague, which was the death of all firstborns. And so, the Passover.
So the Passover, like I said, would be a celebration to commemorate what the Most High has promised to his children on how that when he comes through the land, that if you would take a lamb and slain it, this lamb has no blemish, it has to be a perfect lamb, and you slaying the blood and you slaying the lamb, and you take the blood and you put it upon your doorpost, that when Yahweh comes through, that land, that he would pass over you, and that you would not be destroyed.
Right.
In better words,
Mm-hmm.
so if there was lamb, if there was the blood of lamb that was on top of the doorpost, that the Most High will pass over you. This is where the word pass over comes into play.
Correct. And he instructed those families to stay inside and roast a fire.
Roast a fire.
Well, we should say roast lamb over a fire with unleavened bread and wine.
And wine. So
and call it the Passover festival.
Yeah. So let's read. So we're going to start off reading from Exodus chapter 12. And we're going to read Exodus chapter 12, and we're going to start off with verse 12. Yeah, 12.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read this. Exodus chapter 12, verse 12. But it also goes all the way to verse 26. So let me just bear with me. Let me read this passage. For I will pass through the land of Messerim, or Egypt, this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Messerim, both man and beast, and against all the Elahai of Messerim, which means the gods of Egypt. I will execute judgment. I am Yahuwah, and the blood should be to you a mark upon the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you. When I smite the land of Egypt, when I smite the land of Egypt, verse 14, and this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast to Yahuwah throughout your generations. You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. 7 days shall you eat masa, which is bread. Even the first day you should put away leaven out of your house. For whosoever eats leaven from the first day until the seventh day, that soul should be cut off from Israel, or Yashrael. And in the first day there should be a holy assembly, and in the seventh day there should be a holy assembly to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat. That only may be done of you. And you shall guard the feast of Massa, and in the selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Messerim, Egypt. Therefore shall you guard this day in your generation by an ordinance forever. You see, this is what the Most High has promised to his children. This is the covenant that he said that he will execute against us, but there has to be a reconciliation of that, which he had also placed. We have also placed blood upon the doorposts so that he would pass over. I'm not going to read this too much because I want my food to get cold. And I know that food do look good, and I don't want the lamb to get cold. So this is what the Passover is. It's a commemoration to the Most High through his children, only his children. And I'm going to go to verse 26. And it shall come to pass when your children say unto you, what mean ye this service? That you should say, it is the sacrifice. It is the sacrifice. It is what? It is the sacrifice of Yahuwah, Pekah, or Yahuwah peace, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote Egypt and delivered our houses and the people, bowed the head in worship. And the children of Israel went away and did as Yahuwah had commanded. Moshe, which is Moses, and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass that midnight Yahuwah smote all the firstborn in the land of Messerim, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Mesarium, which is Egypt. And there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. I'm not going to keep reading this. So, Exodus chapter 12. You can start off reading the whole chapter, the whole chapter, or you can start off with you can start off with verse 12, and you can capture the content right there, and you can read the whole chapter. Or you could just read it to like what we just read it until verse 29.
And at the end of that Passover, all of the children of Yasharel were officially freed from Egypt.
Yes. So at the end of that Passover, all the children of Yasharel, they were free from Egypt. Mm-hmm. And also all those who were in Egypt, who were sons of Pharaoh, and just all the firstborn of Egypt, of that land, all the firstborn, they all died according to what the Most High said would do, what he said would do. So this Passover brings a sense of gratefulness, a sense of aspiration, a sense of blessings and joy because the Most High kept his promise. Mm-hmm. And so this is why we celebrate this day. And this is the only day that the Most High's children, one of the only days that we commemorate. No other pagan day, but this day, because this is the day that the Most High has given us, and we will rise, we will rejoice, we will be happy in it. And this day we celebrate the Passover. So that was that. I didn't mean to go on too long, a little bit over 11 minutes, going into 12 minutes, but this is the Passover, and this is the day that we celebrate. And for those who are the child of the Most High, this is the day that you celebrate. You already know what it is. But thank you for watching this video. And until the next time, may the Most High richly bless you, my beloved. It's time to eat. Later.